because I know that good inspiration is based upon good information.
No. Travis Winged, though. So, as with new people, especially people who respond to a video concerning Trump, which I usually get told to back off, people are still connecting Joseph Smith with Brigham Young's church, and it's not supposed to be done, because Brigham Young formed his own church, but claimed Joseph to justify it. And even we as Mormons don't know, because we're lied to, and we don't do our research, so that we don't find out the truth. And now that the Joseph Smith papers have been put out by this church, Mormons are still not looking at them to learn the truth and to leave the church, because they're lying to us. And so, if you don't understand, Brigham Young, by lying to us, claiming that he's the true successor, legal successor, as Heber C. Kimball said it, and yet they're not. And even Irene, in the last solemn assembly with Nelson, openly confessed that it was John Taylor who began the succession from Brigham Young's started church, which means Brigham Young did not do the proper succession that is required. And so this is apparently too complicated to understand for both Mormons and ex-Mormons, that if Brigham Young is false, he's a liar, he's deceiving us, he's a con, he's a criminal, he's a fraud, he's bad, he's evil, etc., 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 do not understand that nothing good can come from him. A whole restoration is required to get to a true church, especially if you're wanting it to be Joseph Smith's church. A restoration in conformity with Joseph Smith's church is required. You can't just say, oh, we've got Nelson, he's now changing things, it's now true. No, because all you're doing is branching off from the bad tree, the corrupt tree with the corrupt fruit. And not a single thing that any of them do is from God. Not a single thing they tell us can be trusted. And I can't get this through to any of you. So Nelson, when he talks about Jesus, that's not the Christ. Everybody has a different Christ than Christians. And everybody prior to Christianity had a Christ before Christianity. So why then do you believe Christianity when they say all the previous Christs are wrong and theirs is the one true Christ? It's just, dear God, people just don't think. They get brainwashed into their religion, and they are weaponized, literally weaponized, to just go dumb, not use logic in your discussions, not to use science in your discussions. And yet you read from the Bible and read from the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith's writings. They use a comparison with gaining knowledge with producing fruit from a seed. Alma chapter 32, starting verse 28, for the big example for Mormons. And you guys aren't making the connection. You still think, oh, supernatural spiritual witness, and I know everything now. No, you don't. You're doing exactly what Christians did, because Constantine created Jesus. That's the one big thing. And everybody went, oh yeah, hey, that's great, that's simple, I just have to believe, and boom, I know everything. Dumb. South Park. Joseph Smith version, even he screws it up. Because he's blaming Joseph for what Brighamites accused him of. And in some cases, Oliver Cowdery, who didn't go with Brigham Young, though I think they tried to get him to say that he converted at the end of his life. No, that's a Mormon myth. No, because they said so, and they wouldn't lie. You're telling me I'm lying? And so what does that mean then? When each and every single one of the prophets from Brigham Young gets up at the pulpit of conference, or does a social media post, or does a devotional, or whatever, first presidency statement, a whole 15 of them did the thing about the living Christ. What does that tell you now? Now that you know they're liars, cons, criminals. Now what does it mean to pay tithing so that you can be worthy? Do you catch on now? Everything you've been told is a lie. You've got to reevaluate everything. Like I said, a full restoration is required. Until you grasp that, ex-Mormons, you have not fully left the church. And Mormons, I mean, come on, seriously? Why? I do not understand why. All it takes is one thing not to trust them. We had MLK Day yesterday. Everybody knows Brigham's the racist, which means he's not of God. Amen. We all know this. But you're living in denial, excusing him, justifying him, in order to justify your membership in this church. And what does that make you? Yeah, you're not getting it. So, very frustrating.